the crisis is happening. It's happening now.
There is a housing crisis in Australia with so many young people finding it really difficult to buy into the housing market, and it's across all classes. Right now, for young people from 25 to 34, less than 30% own their own home. Many people have just given up.
I was living in a caravan from 2013 to 2016. I needed a place to stay to support my tertiary education.
I've been a real estate agent since 2014. As a whole, I think Sydney has seen some major growth. Since last year, we've seen an increase of 18.4%, which has been the highest growth since 14 years of the property market. It's going to be really hard for first home buyers to get into the market.
My role currently is the chair of the Bankstown Student Campus Council, and I'm also the vice president of Western SRC. The reason I moved on to campus was to be closer to my classes.
When it comes to people renting properties, we get so many real horror stories. And a big issue that's raised with us is about the lack of maintenance that many landlords undertake.
Our rental experience in Pendle Hill wasn't very good. Before buying this place, we rented for a period of 9 months. The garage doors could be lifted open by anyone, so there was absolutely no security. The landlord ended up, after about 3 or 4 months of telling him that it was a problem, ended up removing the lock altogether, leaving a hole in the front door. So I had to stuff a rubber cricket ball in the door just to stop sort of like a cold draft coming in the middle of winter. So pretty ridiculous.
Majority of the time you've got a desk light, and if your bedroom light goes out, you've only really got that desk light to use for studying, which is the purpose of living on campus. The light globes can't be changed by students. You need a maintenance person. Sometimes it can just take a long time for that to happen. It can be really frustrating.
Negative gearing and capital gains tax discounts are like tax breaks. You can use tax breaks to make more money.
It essentially allows you to deduct losses on a property against your income, and the hope is that over time that property will gain value, and in the meantime, you know, you're making some savings in your tax.
Removing negative gearing could improve government revenue in the short term. Investors could apply to seek those losses through capital gains tax.
It's deeply wrong. It's time that we ended negative gearing.
As a student, I wasn't able to afford in the rental market by myself, at least. Now, yes. Back then, when I wasn't financially stable, no.
I was lucky enough that my parents were able to take me back in, and they don't live too far away. But for students who have families who live out of town or who maybe live overseas, it's actually quite concerning, because a lot of the time that could mean a student may face homelessness or other extreme circumstances.
Each year in Australia, at some time, 300,000 people will be homeless. And those people are largely out there fending for themselves, just trying to get by, sleeping on somebody's couch down in Belmore Park, not far from my office here. And I think before we start asking the question, is the great Australian dream to own your own home still alive? The relevant issue really is how do we get back to recognising housing as a human right?